Tonight, I'll be dining at La Dame de Pic, perched on the 25th floor of the striking One Zabeel. The restaurant sits inside the lake, the world's largest cantilever, a dramatic 230-metre structure suspended 100 metres above the ground. Opened in early 2024, La Dame de Pic quickly made its mark, earning a Michelin star just 5 months later. The dining room features a sleek, contemporary design featuring an open kitchen, giving the guests a full view of the action. At the helm is chef de cuisine Justine Ravetti, who has been here since day one and was promoted to lead the kitchen earlier this year in February. She previously trained at Anne-Sophie Pic's flagship Maison Pic and now brings her experience with her to Dubai. Of course, this restaurant is part of the empire of Anne-Sophie Pic, the world's most decorated female chef with an unmatched 11 Michelin stars across all her establishments. Known for her delicate modern French cuisine and unexpected flavour pairings, she has built a global reputation for refinement and creativity. So let's go see what harmony and symphony are all about. And with that, it's time to dive into the menus. They offer an a la carte option, along with 2 tasting menus, Harmony, which is a 5-course, and Symphony, their 7-course experience. I added a beef supplement and left the dessert choice entirely to the chef. For wines, you've got both pairing options and a solid selection available by the glass. We did say we're not getting alcohol. We'll see how we get on with that. Following a welcome drink, a rooibos infusion with orange blossom, a nod to Valence and a glimpse into Pic's world, the amuse-bouche arrived. First was a playful take on a bao bun filled with smoked apple and cucumber. Then, a coffee croissant carrying different textures of carrot. Oh yeah, straight away you get the aroma. Whoa, super interesting profile. We get the coffee, but then there's also like that tanginess. I love that. And finally, a delicate tarragon and pistachio tartlet. Wow, yeah, that tarragon really comes through. It's so bright, so fresh. I've got a good feeling in that tonight. I don't even want to touch it because I don't want to put fingerprints on it. I think this is the most polished I have ever seen cutlery. It's almost like this is brand new out the box. I think this restaurant just opened today from the condition of the cutlery.
We are going to continue with the amuse-bouche, which is going to be based on different textures of the watermelon and paired with the red pepper sphere. And now I'm finishing it with the clarified gazpacho, which is based on tomato, cucumber and watermelon, which we then infuse with l'absence de chantilly. And then we add also the basil leaves for some freshness.
Straight away you get that smokiness that you mentioned coming through from the lapsang. That's a pretty good dish for the mousse.
To accompany your dinner, you're gonna have the homemade sourdough bread with a beautiful butter infused with dates, a little bit of loaf of touch.
And now we get to use this knife that's just being stood up around the table. Pretty cool, it's got such a nice weight to it. The bread is really, really excellent. Steady complaints is the butter is a little bit solid, and maybe this knife is just not the most practical, but it's a bit hard to spread. Just guess we're just gonna have to make some butter. It's not a bad thing, I love butter. But because where we're positioned, you just get like straight in front of me as a view all the way to the end of the cantilever. It's just like incredible to see. It's a huge open space that we walked past on the way in when we came inside. Now we're starting the menu where we've got tuna, lovage, kombu, caviar, bit of pickled stuff. I mean, that is an ice cream. That is tuna. Also not to love. It's a piece of art. You can put that in a frame, hang it on a wall. The cuttlefish was really well prepared, no chewiness at all. And the pickles added a bright lift of acidity. The tuna itself did feel a little overshadowed by everything going on. That lovage ice cream brings so much freshness and herbiness to it. And the contrast in temperatures too. Overall balanced and a well executed dish.
We continue with this signature dish of Anne-Sophie Pic, which is called terre langon, which was inspired by a French candy from Carpentras region in France, which has exactly the same shape as our pasta parcels. Inside, we are gonna have the 20 months aged Comté cheese, and then we accompany the parcels with the ribbons of peach, as well as the cherry tomato cooked in date syrup. This sauce is gonna be based on tagette nasturtium flour, coffee and tomato.
This is so pretty, thank you. Whoa. You'd almost think that the intensity would come from the Comté cheese, but this is so light and delicate. The intensity is actually come from that nasturtium sauce. I love it. The combination is incredible. Some of the best pasta I've ever had. Here you can kind of see it's like the parcel, and then you can see the cheese inside there. The only thing, I know they've gone for this shape because that is what the candy looks like, but you do have to open your mouth quite wide or get it in at the right angle because of all the corners, but it's not a bad thing, you know. Whoa. And then with that tomato in the bite, just that burst of acidity and sweetness that comes through. Oh my god, this is insane. So incredible. I've got to go for more. To continue, this course was built around Atlantic crab in a variety of ways. Some seasoned with lemon and sriracha and served alongside a turmeric-infused chawanmushi. There was also a mix of chickpea textures, a touch of yuzu jelly, and everything was topped with a milked wheel. Very well balanced, flavorful, loads of different textures. The temperature for me just took a second to kind of get used to because you almost expect it kind of either be warm, but there's cold elements, there's warm elements, yeah. This is a really great crab dish, really, really excellent. So we have a sparkling tea from a very local brand called Yala. Next up was sea bream, glazed and cooked over embers, served with Parisian-style gnocchi made with red pepper. Alongside a red pepper and harissa condiment. The sauce was a rooibos infusion and the dish was finished with mint. The aroma from the sauce hit straight away. Deep, intense, almost caramel-like. The textures work so perfectly that the transition from the fish to the gnocchi to the red pepper paste is just so seamless. Besides for the crispy skin, adding that additional texture, everything kind of just blends and comes together. This actually works surprisingly well. Well, not surprising because the smelly recommender, I've no doubt she knows what she's talking about. On to the main now. Wagyu tenderloin infused with nori. Served alongside aubergine, topped with a nori mayonnaise and various types of seaweed, including kombu and sea lettuce. It came with a beef sauce to bring everything together and was paired with a geisha coffee from Panama. I appreciated the effort to keep my dish warm while presenting the pairing. Thank you very much. Well, beef and coffee flavor profiles go well perfectly. That is spectacular. Oh my goodness, the flavor profile, the depth and intensity coming through there. It is a tenderloin, so it's very, very lean, not much on the fattiness, so the margin for error is little to none, and it is cooked absolutely perfectly. Just look at that. And then this was the aubergine. This aubergine situation has so much flavour packed into it, it's hard to believe that this is being served as an accompaniment to the beef, when this could very well be a complete course on its own, and I would be satisfied with that. Unbelievable. Oh, I really don't want this beef to finish. So we have a blackcurrant ice cream with a milk skin and blackcurrant powder, and then this is a cheese. It's eat everything. It's interesting because normally I don't eat the rind of the cheese, but he did say you can eat everything, so... It's cheese. Confirm. I'm not much of a cheese person. Also, I get to call myself my own tea. I could become a sommelier, you know? That is amazing, by the way. This powder on top is made from the rind of the cheese, which they've taken and they're kind of ground into a powder. Got to give it to them. I'm sold. That was the best bite of cheese with the crumble and the bread. But I think I am going to stop there and move on to the next bit. Let's break into it and we'll see what's up. Okay, so all the blackcurrant there is at the bottom and you've got the nut skin. Okay, so this is basically their kind of playfulness of the cheese course, because you've got the jam, you've got the fruit, you've got like a cracker at the bottom, you've got the nut skin. It's light, it's delicate. There's the sharpness and acidity coming from the blackcurrant. Yeah, I really like that. Yeah, the flavour of the cheese is so light, not overpowering at all.
So will be papaya soup with petunias, the color 16.
This is our peach shell bar. It's our take on a French ice cream sundae. I will just add this peach. We poached it in a verbena syrup. Come after to roast in raspberry jelly. So you have the Tahitian vanilla ice cream, verbena chantilly, verbena gel as well.
and we finish with what we call the raspberry caviar.
This dessert is stunning. The vibrancy of the warm peach paired with the raspberry flavours was really incredible. The silky ice cream and the textures from the meringue worked really beautifully, and the fresh verbena on top came through really well.
Really well balanced with the sweetness and the acidity there. Absolutely perfect. I really enjoyed that.
I want to try also this chocolate future.
11 layers starting with a chocolate biscuit base, followed by alternating layers of chocolate crème, blackberry toffee, and mint panna cotta. It was topped with spiced chocolate and a touch of molten salt. On the side, a foam infused with mace, and finished with a dusting of cacao nibs.
I mean, this dish is incredible, but I'm so full. I just don't want to. I do feel like I want to try a really mincy part though. Oh. By the end, getting that bit of saltiness. I'm not even sure I could do a final bite, but I am so full. It's coffee time.
When I enjoyed my coffee, I didn't quite manage the petit fours, a choux pastry with sage, and a Dubai chocolate bonbon with pistachio and kunafa. All in, and not including the complimentary dessert they added, the total for tonight came to just over 1,400 dirhams.
So we have just finished up at La Dame de Pic, and wow, what an unbelievable experience.
Mariana was outstanding, warm, attentive, and genuinely passionate. From the welcome and the tour to even calling me earlier this afternoon to let me know that I could come in slightly earlier to take photos and video the dining room before other guests came along. It's the kind of detail you just don't often see. By the second course, I'd gone through 3 napkins. Every time I stood up, they replaced it. Even to the extent where I stood up to film something at the pass, came back, there was a fresh napkin, then the chef called me back to the pass to finish filming, and I literally sat down and unfolded the napkin. When I returned to my seat, there was a fresh folded napkin on the table. It was completely unnecessary. The napkin hadn't even been used. Those little things just to really add to the perfection of the level of service that I had tonight. The dining room itself is stunning. Serene, understated, and meticulously considered. And I love how the X motif from the cantilever of the building, which you can still see here behind me, carries through onto the ceiling, and even the X inlays into the flooring are inlaid with the same material that continues throughout the entire kitchen and the pass. And the kitchen? Utterly silent, other than the occasional yes chef or service please. It ran like clockwork, calm, composed, and completely in sync. Now, onto the food. Where to start? I think this is probably one of the most technically perfect dinners I've ever had in terms of the ingredients, the combinations, the textures, the technique used. And despite them using cloches, which I appreciate, they used their own style, but it wasn't gimmicky, it wasn't overdone, everything was executed with absolute technical mastery. The combinations of flavors and ingredients were pretty much as close to perfection as you can get on a plate. I mean, I did kind of struggle towards the end, and I appreciate the complimentary second dessert because the chef really wanted me to experience their chocolate structure as well, which the combinations of chocolate, mint, and blackcurrant are always going to be absolutely incredible. But at that point, I was up to here. I couldn't even do the last bite of this evening segment. That's how fun I was. Yes, I did go for 1 glass of wine in the end. I couldn't resist an Orimus, which I didn't even manage to finish. The non-alcoholic pairings, absolutely loved it. So different from usual. You know, they had their own version of a sparkling tea. That coffee pairing, absolutely love it. I don't think I've ever seen a coffee paired with a dish, and it works so well. Yeah, I don't think there's much more I can say. All I know is the next time I'm in Dubai, this is 100% a place I will be booking, and it baffles me how this place only has 1 Michelin star. As usual, thank you for watching. On to the next one. Goodbye.